Our men and women are doing great things here. This week, our home is your home. May God bless the peacemakers. Thank you. Enjoy the conference.
The International Association of Chiefs of Police is bringing together thousands of the best in blue at the IACP 2022 Annual Conference, a source for excellence. This is the premier professional gathering of law enforcement. The three tenets of this year's conference are training, networking, and exhibit hall education. And this is IACP TV. I'm Stephen Horn, and IACP TV is back for day 2 in Texas. Today we'll highlight the opening ceremony festivities.
We need to do everything we can to not only serve our communities, but serve our police officers and try to protect them to the extent that is possible.
We sit down for a one-on-one with Chief John Lettany, the incoming IACP President, and hear what plans he has in store for the upcoming year.
The real courageous thing is to say, you know what, I need help, or to identify a colleague and say, you know what, my colleague needs help.
We'll also hear how the US Department of Justice is working to improve well-being amongst officers and communities across the country.
What I already know and what this community knows is that we have the best police department in the country because of the men and women that work here every day.
And we continue our tour across America and the world of the law enforcement departments and organizations that are blazing a trail for our men and women in blue. It's an exciting second day here at the IACP, and we want to make sure you never miss a minute. You can always find the latest IACP TV episode right here on the TVs displayed through the Convention Center, on the homepage of the IACP meeting website, back in your hotel rooms on the in-house TV channel. Check us out on your shuttle bus ride here to the Convention Center. And always you can find us on our YouTube channel or Twitter feed. We start things off on this day 2 in Dallas by hitting the rails. Across a network of more than 21,000 miles of track, Amtrak Police Department protects more than 300 million customers. However, from collisions caused by vehicles left on the tracks to trespassers on the line, Amtrak PD provides support and is ready to respond to the needs of local law enforcement. Let's see how they're all working together to keep our railways safe.
Working with the Amtrak Police Department has always been very easy. They've always been very open and available.
When we service our customers, we can't do it without our partners in our neighborhoods, in our communities, in the cities that we serve. But in return, we're there to support you.
Many of us are former law enforcement in various jurisdictions. We are actually intimate with the communities that our trains run through. Collisions occur, it costs community members their lives, and it is extremely preventable.
Responding to a call on the railroad is inherently dangerous. At Amtrak, we wanted to make sure that we've done everything we can to train first responders around the country when they're responding to an incident.
The training that we've done with Amtrak is exceptional. It doesn't only help our police officers stay safe, it helps the community stay safe.
We are all part of the same family, and we're all trying to solve problems for the communities that we serve.
Having happy employees means a happy community. That's the mantra of the Chesterfield County Police Department. Let's see how it works in practice.
The Chesterfield County Police Department exists for 4 primary reasons: the preservation of human life, the protection of the vulnerable, the establishment of problem-solving partnerships, and personnel. It's our ability to attract, retain, develop top-tier talent.
There's nothing more powerful when members of the department across the board all feel that they have the ability to make a positive contribution for the betterment of the entire department and community.
From the moment I showed up, I realized that this was different. The reputation that Chesterfield leadership had was just stellar. I saw that respect. It wasn't the type of thing where I was going to be treated like a recruit, but rather as an officer from the very beginning.
It's an amazing career because I get to change lives and make a difference. We want people to feel safe and that they can come to us and know that we genuinely care because it's our community too.
A healthier workforce will be able to build these partnerships with the members of our community so that we can solve these crimes and make the community safer and livable for everybody.
The Yonkers Police Department serves a large and diverse community, the third largest municipality in New York State. As the department saw an increase in youth offenders, the need for initiatives like youth courts and the Mom Summit became apparent. Let's check them out. Turning now to a warm welcome to all attendees. After 2 years of virtual meetings, IACP President Dwight Henninger is thrilled to call today's meeting to order.
It's my privilege to stand in front of you to call to order the opening ceremonies of the 2022 Annual Conference and Exhibition of the International Association of Chiefs of Police. Please join me in thanking Chief Eddie Garcia and the entire Dallas Police Department for not only hosting the IACP, but all they've done in preparation for the conference.
You can have a mayor who understands the stakes and understands the communities that are most victimized by crime, but they alone can't make a city safer without quality law enforcement. Conversely, you can have the best chief of police in the United States, but it won't matter much if you don't have the community support you need to do your jobs, and if you don't have the backing, and I'm talking about the financial backing of your city hall.
Absolutely, we need to reinvest in people and places that have been ignored for far too long. But we must also be able to recognize and honor the sacrifices made by those who proudly and honorably serve and risk their lives for our city. I'm just lucky enough to have a front row seat to see the love our officers have for their city, as well as the appreciation our neighborhoods have in their men and women.
What we've seen in recent years across the political spectrum is that too often people's standard for judging whether an investigation, the verdict in a high-profile trial, the outcome of a Supreme Court case, or even an election was fair comes down to whether or not they like the result. In our country, it doesn't matter what you're angry about or who you're angry with, there is a right way under our Constitution and our laws to express that sentiment. And violence ain't it. Thank you for being that special kind of person who gets up every morning and goes to work building, inspiring, and leading the next generation of leaders in law enforcement.
It's been a long time, hasn't it? So how does it feel to you to be back in person after 3 years away? You tell us.
It's great. I mean, being on the internet and doing everything through Zoom, it takes away that personal touch that when you're really able to interact with people. So being back in person is great. The learning that you get from IACP is just amazing.
I've been the police chief going on for 2.5 years. I've been trying to come to IACP. This is my first time as the police chief. Finding out what's working for one agency might help benefit my community.
But I want to know what California's doing. I want to know what Africa's doing. I want to know what Ireland is doing. And the only way I'll be able to do that is to be here at IACP.
I'm looking forward to the educational, the networking, but also the educational workshops they have. They've got some very good topics that I'm very interested in.
Well, this is my first time. I recently promoted a lieutenant with my agency, and I've heard great things about it, great training, and look forward to meeting a lot of my counterparts.
And we're here really to talk about some of the programs that we're doing, trying to find some new partners for us, so I'm looking forward to it.
You get to see friends from all over the world you only get to see occasionally, and
It's good to be back. It's all about learning to be better servants of the people. What we learn here today, we can help our communities. And that's what it's all about.
Job hunting? The Cape Coral Police Department is hiring. The department is growing rapidly and looking to recruit new officers and staff. Let's see why the Cape Coral Department would be a great place to work.
What I think makes the Cape Coral Police Department unique is really our relationship with the city of Cape Coral. It's right in our mission statement that we want to be the best agency in the state of Florida, and in doing so, we're going to achieve that by partnering with our community, because that's essentially what community policing is. Another thing that makes us unique is the high percentage of officers who live in the community. We shop at the same grocery stores, our children go to the same schools. We're really invested in this community because we live here too. And we as an agency are growing, and I think it's a wonderful place to work. And if you work here, you have an opportunity to live in this great community and raise a family and really enjoy your life. And I would ask anybody that's thinking about being a police officer, look here, because this is a great place to be.
The Lower Merion Township Police Department is focused on a team approach through outreach and interaction with all groups. This department is providing residents with a sense of safety and enjoyment where they work and live.
To have a positive relationship between our community and the police department is really important because we want everyone in Lower Merion Township to feel safe. And we also want our police to understand the challenges that we're going through.
I think what makes Lower Merion's police department a little bit different is that they made a commitment that they were going to make the citizens involved in the community watch programs.
We have a variety of civic associations that represent each neighborhood, and each one of those civic associations regularly meets and regularly engages not only with the police department, but with all of us government officials.
I've been a lifelong resident of the Irvine community, and it's very important to me that we try and get along as much as possible.
We want to work with each of the different neighborhoods, each of the communities. What are their individual problems? Community outreach is a winning model. It works.
As the 2022 IACP Annual Conference and Expo rolls on, it's never too soon to look ahead. And for that, we're joined by incoming IACP President, Thomasville Police Chief John Lettany. Thanks for your time today, and congratulations on being selected as IACP President.
Thank you for having me.
So what are some of your goals for your year as President?
Well, what we're looking to do over the next several years is build upon the trust-building campaign that has started this year under President Dwight Henninger. So we are looking to roll that out even further, to embed that in so many of the other things that we do across the association, across the profession. And that will take some time. So that will be a priority of not only the next year, but subsequent years.
What do you think some of the, I mean, that's obviously a big challenge. What do you think some of the other challenges are that face policing at the moment?
Well, I think a lot of the challenges that we face are related to our community relations and our trust building. And as I have traveled the world over the last couple of years, I hear the same things. And I hear the challenges that we face here in the United States are very similar to the challenges faced by law enforcement in many other countries. So we need to do everything we can to not only serve our communities, but serve our police officers and try to protect them to the extent that is possible.
There's a lot of new police chiefs will be here this week. What advice would you give to a police chief just starting out?
Well, I remember my first IACP conference many years ago, and it's overwhelming. There is so much to learn, to see, to do, to network, and so on. So I would say, first of all, take advantage of everything you can hear. Learn everything you can learn. Go to the sessions, go to the speaker series, certainly the opening session and all of that. Meet people and start building your network. Because when you have an issue, when you have a question or you have an opportunity, you will build a ready group of folks you can reach out to. But then get involved. Get involved in an IACP by volunteering for a work group, sign up for a section, look at the various committees, and if it's a topic you're interested in, get ready to be available and be a resource to one of those as openings come up. There is such a great opportunity through IACP, and I hope every new chief would research that, look at what he or she is really interested in, where they can not only learn, but where they can give back, and then be a part of that network of 32,000 members in 170 countries around the world that bring expertise to our profession.
Well, thank you very much indeed for joining us, and I'm sure you're looking forward to your year, and I'm sure it'll be a great success, so thank you.
Thank you.
Surprise, Arizona is growing rapidly, and that means the police department must adjust. Chief Pena understands that establishing positive relationships with the new residents will be the key to building a safe community.
My name is Benny Pena. I'm the police chief of the city of Surprise. This is a great place to retire and recreate. And we also have a burgeoning community of new families and new homes. We're constantly evaluating our skill set so that we can deliver whatever challenges the future brings us.
We know we have a lot going on. Our infrastructure is changing every single day, so they're really trying to stay ahead of the game and make sure that we have everything that we need. We're all in this together, and it really feels like a family mentality.
Since I've been here the last 20 years, it's just been a tremendous sense of growth. It's even more vital and more important that our officers stay in tune and stay connected with the community.
That emotional equity that they gain from meeting the citizens that are inside the homes that they are patrolling allows them to be inspired to train harder and be better prepared for any emergency should the call come. We are your police department.
We are your police.
We are your police.
The Irvine Police Department has proudly served its community for decades through the core values of integrity, quality, and service and respect. Let's see how they've been able to make Irvine one of the safest cities in the country to live.
The city of Irvine is represented by over 100 different languages and many different cultures.
We have a strong, fantastic citizen base.
Well, you can't hear about the Irvine Police Department without hearing about in partnership with the community, which is our motto day in and day out.
It's not just a saying. It is on the side of our police cars, it's on the walls of our building. It's more than just words, it's what we do, it's in our DNA.
I think Irvine is a good example that when people can work together, the community harmony is possible.
We don't go out there and hire people based on their abilities to be good police officers. We hire good people first, and then we teach them the skills to be great police officers.
And we solve cases every day because members of our community know us and trust us and call us to respond. And that's what helps keep our community safe ultimately, is a partnership between us and our residents.
The DOJ's COPS office is playing an essential role helping police departments become more community-oriented. To talk about progress on a new initiative, I'm joined by the Acting Director of the COPS office, Rob Chapman. Rob, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
It's an honor to be here, an honor to be at the IACP conference once again. It's our mission at the COPS office to support state and local law enforcement agencies, tribal, territorial law enforcement agencies, to advance their efforts.
Give us some idea of some of those initiatives that you're running and some of the collaborative ideas you have with the IACP.
Of course, our flagship program is our COPS hiring program, and we're pleased to announce funding to support officer hiring across the country in hundreds of law enforcement agencies. And so that's the very big news, to push out the infusion of funding and resources to support the hiring of officers, deputies, and troopers across the nation. We're also very pleased and excited to announce over $2.3 million to help advance and expand the Department of Justice's COPS Office CRITAC initiative, the Collaborative Reform Initiative Technical Assistance Center, which of course the IACP, along with an impressive historic coalition of other national law enforcement stakeholder organizations, administers on our behalf. Through CRITAC, we're able to deliver training and technical assistance on virtually any challenge or need or issue that an agency has. And this fiscal year, we're distributing close to $8 million in funding to support critical mental health and wellness resources to law enforcement agencies, peer support programs, other critical needs to make sure that the officers and deputies that are serving in agencies across the country receive the support that they need to effectively serve their communities.
Well, thank you ever so much again for talking to us today. Much appreciated.
It's been an honor. Thank you.
A major part of any leader's job is identifying and solving the problems affecting their organisation. Joining us now is IACP Project Manager Danielle Manigault and Sarasota Police Captain Corinne Stanish to discuss the leader thought process. Well, thank you very much indeed for joining us today. We really appreciate it, so thank you.
Our pleasure.
Tell us a little bit about the leadership services the IACP offers.
So some of the leadership services that we offer is our 3-day first line leadership, which is the 3-day course. We offer our 3-week leadership and police organization course. We offer our 1-week women's leadership course. And then we also customize courses in order to meet the needs of any agency at that particular time.
So the IACP obviously sees leadership and leadership training as important. What makes the courses that you offer special?
One of the things that makes a course unique is we can in-house the course where the agency can license a curriculum and then they can train up their own instructors to be able to teach the course in-house to their own personnel.
And to piggyback off of what you said about it being customizable, I like that because different agencies have unique needs depending on their circumstances. And then from me being a LPO student, I liked how we teach the science behind human behavior, but then that course allows you to marry it up with your own personal experience, leadership style. So that I thought was really unique about the class as well.
So who are the courses aimed at? Who are the courses for?
We pretty much design these courses because officers during specific phases of their career, our courses meet those needs. And so we'll see officers, we'll see people aspiring to be supervisors, newly promoted supervisors, right on up to command staff attend these classes. And I personally feel everybody in an agency could benefit from going to these classes.
And if I could piggyback off that just a little bit, so our FLL, which is our 3-day course, is, as Corey mentioned, for our aspiring new and up-and-comer supervisors. And then with our leadership and police organization, it's more of your advanced staff that attend those courses.
So a lot of people will be watching you and listening to you and be very interested in the courses. If somebody wants to find out more, how do they do that?
Well, they can either visit our website, www.theiacp.org, or they can email leadershipservices@theiacp.org.
Marvelous. Well, thank you both very much indeed for joining us today. Hope you have a great conference here in Dallas, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
The Ogden Police Department has made a commitment to hire a diverse group of officers and civilians through embracing technology and utilizing state-of-the-art equipment. Let's see how this department is transforming their own city.
The Ogden Police Department's vision is that of a group of innovative professionals committed not only to our excellence, but the excellence of the community as a whole.
We don't just want people to feel like they're safe, but we want people to actually be safe. When we can trust each other and recognize that we're working together to build a safer community that's more inclusive, everybody feels recognized, respected, and supported.
So the future of policing is changing rapidly. It's our job as police leaders and here in the Ogden Police Department to continue to be a leader.
The analysts and the ATAC are always working in the background, whether it's an active call for service or supporting an investigation, a homicide, or anything that the administration needs.
So what I see in Ogden is actually the national model for how everyone should be, which is inclusive, encouraging, and really committed to public safety and support.
Tallahassee is the state capital of Florida and home to multiple prestigious universities. Tallahassee PD is one of the oldest accredited police departments, but remains a progressive policing agency serving its diverse population by keeping them fully engaged and informed. Let's take a trip now to Tallahassee.
They're here for the citizens. They're here to work along with our communities. To have that signal saying that we're here for you, that means a lot.
The H in here for you means that we're helping to protect and serve.
Engaging and educating citizens.
Retaining trust and strengthening relationships.
E is for evolving for a better tomorrow.
Here for You gives the officers and the community the sense of being part of something bigger than themselves. Our department did a phenomenal job getting that message out.
Every day that I'm out there, I'm always letting them know different ways to be safe.
If we are proactive in engaging the community with what types of technology that we have available to us and how we use them, it builds the community trust.
We have been able to do a live stream from the officer to the mental health therapist. We've had so many success stories. We put them through rigorous and intense training. It gives you better command presence. It gives you better confidence.
What this community knows is that we have the best police department in the country because of the men and women that work here every day.
Supporting the well-being of officers as well as the communities they serve is an essential task for both police departments and agencies across the country. To look at the ways the US Department of Justice is helping them to do this, I'm joined by DOJ Bureau of Justice Assistance Director Carlton Moore. Thank you very much indeed for joining us today. Really appreciate it.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Stephen.
So tell us a little bit about why the Bureau has prioritized officer safety.
You know, policing represents kind of the framework that all of criminal justice is built upon. And we ask people to do incredibly dangerous things, and we know that it can play a toll on them personally. And so we feel like it's really our responsibility to make sure that we are taking care of them both physically and their mental well-being as well.
Talk us through the Consortium on Suicide Prevention.
Okay, this is incredibly important. It really serves as the backbone of how we have developed a whole host of tools focused on serving police officers, serving their physical well-being and their mental well-being as well. From that understanding, how do we develop strategies that we can put out into the field so that agencies and fellow officers can create a culture around wellness? Because that's really ultimately what we need to do. The courageous thing, the real courageous thing, is to say, you know what, I need help. All of us collectively, our wellness and our safety are connected to each other. And the more and more encounters that we have that go really well, it builds the idea inside the community that, you know what, we are in this together. And maybe I didn't like the ticket that I got, but I had a really good interaction with that police officer. Having the experience of being able to talk to a chief or a communications person or EMTs or community members who have already gone through this, I think in many ways it's just the notion that during the toughest times that you're not alone.
Well, thank you very much indeed for joining us. It's been a real pleasure to talk to you, so thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. It's good to be here.
The Lenexa way remains a contemporary philosophy that establishes their foundation of exceptional service. The Lenexa Police Department has become synonymous throughout the Kansas area with proactive police work. Let's see why.
The Lenexa Police Department is a progressive agency comprised of men and women who are independent and highly trained individuals focused on promoting the safety of the community through intelligently led proactive policing. The officers at Lenexa have a great desire to serve the community. They want to help people. They're dedicated individuals. They work very hard for the community. They want to provide that exceptional service. They help each other out. It's a team player. What makes Lenexa Police Department unique, I think, is the proactive policing that we encourage. We allow our officers discretion and we train them very well and encourage them to be proactive in the community. The Lenexa Way remains a contemporary philosophy that establishes our foundation of exceptional service, working in partnership to protect and serve the community with honor, integrity, and professionalism.
That finishes up day 2 of IACP TV, but there's still much more ahead this week from the Kay Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center in Dallas, Texas. The IACP 2022 annual conferences and exhibition continues.
For us, it's not a one and done type thing. It's something that needs to be worked on it for a long period of time, and need to have those line level officers bought into it.
You don't want to miss our one-to-one interview with Chief Henninger about the new trust building campaign just launched by the IACP. So as you head out today, remember, you can always catch the very latest from IACP TV, right here on the TVs displayed through the Convention Center, on the homepage of the IACP meeting website, back in your hotel rooms on the in-house IACP TV channel. Check us out on your shuttle bus ride to and from the Convention Center. And as always, you can find us on our YouTube channel or Twitter feed. We'll see you right back here tomorrow for more great IACP TV content, so make it a great day.